Okay, great. So we're gonna start on our backs, but 1 second, you have to do something before you can go on your backs. We're gonna do a bunch of shoulder opening things today. So we're not gonna do the normal shoulder thing that we typically do, but you're gonna start off in the same way with your feet planted on the floor, knees bent, and then your arms are gonna come out to either side, but then you're gonna do that thing where your right arm will come up and your left arm will come under, and then you'll try to grab for your fingertips. And if you can reach them, great, just find that grip. But if you can't, then just grip for whatever you're wearing. And then you're gonna roll back down on this. Yeah. Cool. And then you can lengthen out your legs. And just rest your head on your shoulder. And then try to like press it down so that both shoulders are resting on the ground. You can close your eyes, take a nap. Yeah. Opening up the left shoulder. Just beginning to notice your breath and just breathing into the sensation in your shoulder. If you need to fidget around, that's okay. Take one more cycle of breath. And then as you exhale, you'll just lift your hips enough to pull your arms out, let them just rest for a second. Let any sensation just tingle away. And then you'll hug your knees in towards your chest and rock yourself back up. Cool. And then we're gonna do the other side. So arms come out. Left arm this time, elbow comes up, right arm comes under. I'm so far away from touching hands because my right shoulder is super tight, but just go as far as you can and then wiggle yourself down. Then this side, if you're righty, might hurt a little bit more because our right arms are typically tighter. So your shoulder might not be as close to the ground. Maybe your left arm felt this way and this one feels really nice. And just breathe. You can lengthen out your legs again if that's available. Otherwise, just breathe into your shoulder. Taking one more inhale and one more exhale. And then lift your hips up just enough. Move your hands, let that settle. Take another breath. You can wiggle out your wrists. And then once again, hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock yourself up and down until you roll up, cross your shins, and come into all fours. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And then just take any variation of cats and cows and circles that feel good. You won't be here for too long, but you can shake your head around. You can shake your torso, you can shake your butt, you can even tuck your toes under and try moving around or come up onto fingertips, but just wiggle everything around, just beginning to wake up your joints. Nice. Getting creative. Cool, and take whatever you're doing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come back to your all fours. Place your hands about a palm print in front of where they are. Tuck your toes, bend your knees, and stick your butt up to come into your first down dog. Nice. Pedal it out once you get there. Do any movement that feels good. Anything, shaking, bending a knee, circling an arm, shaking your head. Yeah, coming forward and back into plank. Nice. And then begin to bring some stillness to the movement. Bend your knee slightly and stick your butt up to the sky. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up, down dog split. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Place your back knee down, untuck your toes. Set yourself up, and then when you're ready, reach your arms forward, out and up, and then grab for opposite elbows. So elbow comes into palm of your hand, pressing your hips forward. Nice. I realize I totally forgot to do something I wanted to do, but we'll just do it at the end. Take one more cycle of breath. And then reach your arms back up, place your fingertips down on either side of your foot, and then bring your hips back, lift your right toes up and come into a runner stretch. Shaking your hips right and left. Nice. You can shake out your head. Just really notice what it's like to get to the peak of each arc, right and left. And the different muscles in your butt, your hamstring. On your next exhale, then back into your front knee. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and then heel toe your right foot over to your left thumb. Get bouncy off the back leg, and then hop your left knee to the right side of your right foot. So we're in a cross-legged seat. And then just sit up super tall, lifting up. And you're gonna grab for your right knee with your left arm, or place your elbow on the outside. Right fingertips come behind you and then twist up and over to the right. Nice. Good. And you can really find your right foot pressing down on the ground. You can use your right hand as a kickstand so that your back stays super long. One more cycle of breath. And then exhale, come back to center, lean over to the left just to get a counter stretch. And then come into a cross-legged seat, right shin in front of left. And then just walk your hands over your legs. Nice. Doesn't matter where your head goes. If your head doesn't touch the ground, you can always make a prayer with your hands and then find your thumbs right underneath your eyebrows, and that feels really nice because it completely releases your neck and your head's just resting in your hands. But then you can take any little shakes or wiggles that you want. Massage the rest of your face. Take one more cycle of breath. And then just walk yourself up out of it, give your shoulders a little wiggle. And then spin, spin. Come over your shins and come back to your downward facing dog. I would love to have seen you all spin. Okay. Inhale, bring your body forward and through to a tuck toe up dog. Exhale, bend your knees, downward facing dog. Take one inhale here, pressing down to lift up. Exhale it out. Next, inhale, lift your left leg up, down dog split, hips stay square. Exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Back knee comes down, untuck the back toes, set up your lunge, and then reach your arms forward, out and up. Opposite elbow this time, so just switch which forearm is on top. And then pressing the hips forward, allow your chest to lift a little bit forward and up and back. So you have a nice gentle back bend, giving your lungs more space to breathe. Pressing into your hips, rounding down into your legs. One more inhale, one more exhale. Arms come up, place your fingertips back down, hips come back, left toes come up. Runner stretch on this side. Rock your foot right and left, turning it in and out so you get to both edges of the right side and the left side of your leg. Hitting both polarities and finding the middle. You can shake your head out. You can pause anywhere, that feels good too. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. Then back into your left knee, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, heel toe your left foot over to your right thumb. Get hoppy on your back leg and hop it outside the left. Seated spinal on this side, left hand kickstands back, right arm either hugs your left knee or elbow comes on the outside. Pressing down both sits bones into the ground, and then inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist over to the left. And these twists are really good for our digestion. So we're going to do a bunch more twisty things today. Breathing into your low belly. Filling up your entire chest with breath each time. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Come back through center. Counter stretch over to the right. Cross-legged seat. This time left shin comes in front of right. Probably feels super weird. And then walk yourself forward. Yeah. Let your head rest in your hands or just let it hang. You can shake it out. Hands can walk out on whatever's in front of you. If you have a wall in front of you, you can place your hands on the wall and let your head completely drop. But that's just my weird space. Taking one more inhale, one deep exhale. Walk yourself back up. I keep on wanting to say spin, come over your shins, and then come back to your downward facing dog. Feel free to take an up dog and a down dog if you want to, otherwise stay in your down dog. Then begin to walk your hands back towards your feet to come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. Hips, feet or hips width distance. You can measure that out by putting two fists in between your arches, and then let your head just hang over your legs. Cool. Then you're going to find your hands, in case you lost them, and then you're going to place the backs of your hands on your low back, like right above your butt, and then just let your shoulders drop. Sometimes this feels good, sometimes it might feel like nothing. So if it feels like nothing, just bear with me. Shake out your head. Notice how you're standing on your feet. Shoulders might feel a little bit of an opening. And gently let your arms go. You're going to find your fingertips underneath your face. Find your left fingertips in between or right under your face. You're going to lift your right arm up, and we're just going to do some swims. So inhale, swim your right arm, exhale, swim it back down, replace your left with your right. Inhale, lift up to the left, exhale, swim it down. And just go at your own pace. Take these as slowly or as fast as you want to go. You can imagine that you're leaning back just a teensy bit as you open to either side so that you stay on the central line from your butt all the way to out the crown of the head. Take one more to either side. And then once you've finished to your left, just let your arms dangle like wet spaghetti. And widen your feet out so they're as wide as your mat. And then find your big toes on the ground and your heels on the mat so they're at a 45-degree angle. And then let your hips come over to the left a little bit and walk your hands up and over to the right. So your hips aren't square anymore. Yeah. You can find whatever bend in your knees you need to. Yeah, just let your head drop. Shake it out. Take one more inhale, one more exhale, and then walk your hands all the way up and over to the left, and then let your hips come over to the right. So it's like you have a really long arc on your entire right side. Head shakes out, knees can still be bent. One more cycle of breath. Walk your hands back through center, heel toe your feet, back underneath your hips, and walk yourself back out to your downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Bend the knees, stick the butt up. And then begin to walk your feet up to your hands to come in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Once you're there, you can slowly roll yourself up to stand so that you're standing on your legs. Cool. Wiggle it out, do whatever, just to shake it out. We're gonna do some water cells. And if you haven't, I feel like I just completely lost my balance. If you haven't done those before, just follow along. They are like crisscrossy leg things, but hopefully I say everything correctly and you'll be able to follow along. So just find your feet underneath your hips. I know you can't see the top of my head, but it'll be fine. On your next inhale, lift your arms up, press palms together overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your right foot back, place your back knee down, keep your toes tucked. Just lift your torso up and then bring it back down. Lift your back knee and then cross your left foot over your right. So you're in a cross-legged down dog. Cool. Then you're gonna roll your body forward and through to a tuck-toed up dog, thinking of wrapping your right hip down and then come back to your downward facing dog. Step your right foot in between your hands. So you're in a right lunge. Place the back knee down, lift the torso up, hands come down, lift your back knee, and then bring your left foot behind your right. So you're in a cross-legged forward fold, and then roll yourself up to stand. Arms come up, hands come to prayer at the center of the chest. Hands come back up, open to a V, and then you forward fold over your legs. Cool. Step your left foot back this time. Place your back knee down, lift your torso up. Place your hands down, lift the back knee, cross your right knee over your left, find your cross-legged down dog. Roll your body forward and through to a tuck-toed up dog, left hip rocks down, come back to your down dog. Step your left foot in between your hands, place your back knee down, lift your torso up. Place your hands back down, lift the back knee, bring your right foot behind your left, or now they're next to each other, and then roll yourself up to stand. Hands come up, hands come to prayer at the center of the chest. Hands come up again, open to a V, and then forward fold over your legs. Step your right foot back this time, place your back knee down, lift your torso up, place your hands back down. Cross your left knee over your right, find your down dog. Roll your body forward and through to an up dog. Bend the knees, stick the butt up, down dog. Step your right foot in between your hands, back knee down, torso comes up, hands come back down. Lift your back leg, cross your right foot, right knee behind your left knee. Roll yourself up to stand, hands come up, hands come to prayer at the center of the chest, hands come up to a V, and then hands forward fold back down. Last time, step your left foot back, place your left knee down, torso comes up, hands come back down. Cross your right foot over your left, come to an up dog, come to a down dog. Step your left foot in between your hands, knee comes down, lift your torso, hands come down, lift the back knee, hop your right foot behind your left, roll yourself up to stand, hands come up, hands come to prayer, hands come down by your side, unravel your legs, and find yourself standing normally. Whew, I'm sweating, but that's just me. Okay, roll your shoulders down, standing on 2 feet. Cool. Inhale, lift your arms up, press palms together. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down, step back or hop back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, normal up dog. Feels different on the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Cool. This time, walk your hands back towards your feet. We're just going forward and back. Feet are underneath your hips. And then you're going to walk your left hand in between your feet so that it comes behind you on the ground. Yeah, looks kind of weird. And then lift your right arm up again this time. And see if you can drape your right arm down so that it kind of touches your left hip. Yeah, you got it, Maddie. Yeah. Good job, boss. One more breath, pressing into your left knee with your left shoulder to twist you open. And then just swim it all around and then just switch it up. So right hand walks between your legs to the back, find that connection between your right shoulder and your right knee, and then use that to twist up to the left. And then you can let your hand just drape over you. If you can guess what we're gonna do, you win a prize. But I don't know if this is giving away too much. One more cycle of breath. Twisting open. And then swim the left arm down. Let your right hand come forward. Wet noodle your arms. Heel again. So they're half on the mat, half on the ground. And then bend your knees down into Malasana. A little squat. If you don't have a block, you don't have to do this. My block's over there and I'm lazy, so I'm gonna just stay here. You're gonna find your elbows pressing up against your knees. And if this feels like a lot, you can always just come and do a forward fold. So the world is your oyster. You're gonna find your right fingertips on the ground in front of your leg. Right shoulder, once again, is hitting your right knee. And then you're gonna twist up and open to the left. Woo. Pressing evenly, really nice. One more breath. Come back to center. Find both elbows pressing on both thighs. And then left fingertips come to the ground. Reach your right arm up. Yeah. Really using the legs today. One more breath. And then come back to center. Hands come down. Legs slowly straighten. You can take a little rock right and left with your hips. Cool. Heel toe your feet so they're back at hip width distance, and then walk your hands back to your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, stick your butt up. Inhale, lift the right leg up, toes face down, hips are square. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Cool. Find your left hand on the ground and then lift your right arm up to the sky. Pulling your right hip back for a lunge twist. You can give your arm or your wrist a little spin or circle around. As you exhale, swim the right arm down and find it on the inside of your right foot. I'm just moving around so you can see. So hand comes on the inside of the right foot. You're going to spin the whole sole of your right foot down or your left foot down on the ground. Knee comes connected to your shoulder. And then lift your left arm up to the sky. Yeah. So you have that equal and opposite push and pull on your knee, and that allows your torso to twist open as your left hip twists down. A little Katona spin. Really good. And more into the right knee. And the left arm down. Find your right hand on the outside of your right foot. And if you need to move your back foot at all, do it to come into warrior one. And fall, it's okay. Bending into the front knee, arms are shooting straight up. One more inhale, hips are square. As you exhale, your arms are gonna come down and your left knee is gonna come up, but find it to the side. So it's not straight, it's to the side. Cool. Balance. And then bring it down. Shake your hips out. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Step yourself back to your downward facing dog. Nice. Take an up dog and a down dog if you want to. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up, down dog split. Hips are square, toes face down. Exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Really good. Find your right hand pressing down on the ground. Left knee is bent. And then twist open to the right. The left. sorry. Pulling your left hip back so your hips stay square. Gazing up at your fingers if you can. One more inhale. One more exhale. And swim your left hand down. Find the inside of your left foot. Spin the whole, hold the right foot down. Feel free to hop it in as much as you need. Bend deeply, so you're at a 90-degree angle with your left knee, shoulder and knee touch. And then use that connection to open yourself up to the right side. Yeah. All about physics. I've said this before, but Isaac Newton would have been very good at yoga. That's all about equal and opposite pushes and pulls of everything. Okay, take one more breath. Swim the right hand down. Find your hands framing your front foot. Fidget your feet if you need, and then come into warrior one. Pressing down with both feet, especially the outer edge of your right foot. Hips stay square. One more breath. And then arms come down. Knee comes out to the right. Find your balance. All good if you fall. And then place the foot down. Shake it out. Inhale, reach the arms up. Press palms together. Exhale, forward fold. Step yourself back to your downward facing dog. Woohoo! Once again, taking up dog, down dog if you want to, just to flush it out. And then begin to walk your hands to the back of your mat one last time. Or maybe we do this again. I don't know. Let yourself hang over your legs. Let everything drop. Then you're going to heel toe your feet so they're wide as your mat again. Find that Malasana squat. If your block is nearby, you're welcome to sit on it again. Bend your knees down. And we're going to take a similar thing to what we did before. You're going to walk your arms straight out to the right. You're going to lift your left arm up. And then you're going to try to grab around your leg with your right hand. And then same thing on this side to try to connect your hands. If you don't connect your hands, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal at all. Yeah, and then twist yourself open to the left, shoulders roll down your back. And then let that go. Open the arms up, bring your hands back down, straighten your legs, rock your hips right and left. And then bend back into your squat. Other side. Left fingertips come in front, left shoulder, contact with left knee, right arm comes up and open, wrap around your leg with your left arm, and then wrap around your leg with your right arm, or around your back with your right arm. And notice which side is easier to try to grab your hands. I can't reach on either side, so it doesn't matter, just notice. Take one more inhale, one more exhale, and then let it all go. Cartwheel everything around. Legs come back to straighten a little. Forward fold with your legs wide. Heel toe your feet so that you're at hip width distance again, and then walk yourself back to a downward facing dog. Knees come down as wide as your mat. Big toes touch, come into a child's pose. Letting your forehead rest on the mat. Arms come straight out. You can even grab for your heels if you want to do that to keep the encouragement of opening the shoulders. And you can rock your forehead right to left. Just take a few breaths here to settle things down. One more breath, deep into low belly. And then walk your hands back, feet, tuck your toes, and then come back into your downward facing dog. That was a very weird sentence, sorry. From there, inhale, lift the right leg up, down dog split. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Once again, come into that lunge twist. So left hand presses down, right arm comes up, right hip pulls back. One more inhale, one more exhale. Swim the right hand down so it's on the inside of the right foot. And if you want to, you can flip your right wrist around so that the back of your wrist is in contact with the back of your heel. Find that connection between your shoulder and then reach your left arm up to the sky. But if you just keep it facing forward, that's also perfectly fine. Just wanting to take a variation. And then you guessed it, you're going to drape your left arm back so it kind of hits your right hip. And then you're going to find your right arm coming under your leg. You're going to grab hands. And then once again, pressing your shoulder on your knee, you're going to twist open to the left. Nice, guys, really good. One more inhale. Lean back a little bit more, both of you, with your chest. Yeah. And then let the bind go. Hand comes down, other hand comes down. And then make your way into your warrior one. And straighten your right leg. Just wiggle out your hips. And then bend back into your right knee. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then come into your balance. Left knee comes to the outer diagonal. Left foot comes down. Wiggle it out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Come back to your downward facing dog. Taking up dog and a down dog. We're just find your down dog. Pressing down with your hands. Energy shooting out your heels. Inhale, lift your left leg up, down dog split. Exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Right hand presses down. Left arm reaches up, lunge twist. And your heel, your back heel is really imagining it's pressed up against a wall. So your heel's right on top of your toes. If your right heel's down a little bit more, it causes your butt to come down. You don't want saggy butts. One more breath. Swim your left hand down. Hand comes on the inside of your left foot. You can flip your wrist around, send the whole sole of the right foot down. Find the knee connecting to the shoulder. Once you find that, then you can twist open. Yeah. And just make sure that whatever you're doing, you have the whole palm of the hand down on the ground. Great. And now we bind. So find your hand draped back, hitting the left hip. Yeah, nice. And then lift up your left hand and grab your right fingers if you can. Then more into the left knee, pressing your knee against your shoulder and then lean yourself back a little bit so you find a little bit of a back bend. Yeah, nice guys. And then let your arms go. Spin yourself over, wiggle your feet, come up to your warrior one, straighten your leg, give your left hip a break, and then bend back into your left knee. One more cycle of breath. And then when you're ready, come into the balance. Foot can do whatever. Place your right foot down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Come back to your downward facing dog. Nice. Bend your knees, stick your butt up, take it up down to a down dog if you want to. Cool. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up, down dog split. Then this time, bend your knee and open your hip. Take a circle with your foot and your knee. There's still a slight bend in your bottom knee to hold you up. Shoulders are in the same line. And then when you're ready, bring your right knee behind your right wrist to come into pigeon. And if you have a blanket, you can always put that underneath your hips. If you don't today, it's not the end of the world. But if you have a sweatshirt, you can do that too. Really bring your right knee all the way to the right. Cool. From here, you're gonna walk your right fingertips out, and then your left arm is gonna come underneath your right. So we're doing like a thread the needle type thing here. And then once again, you're gonna lift your right arm up and over and back behind you, and then see if you can grab your right toe. I know, super weird. It's also hard to film. And then once you're there, you can just press back on your right shoulder with your left hand to encourage your right hand to find your right foot. And even if you aren't touching it, you can still press on it to open up the shoulder. Yeah, really nice. Hips are still pressing down. Yeah, good job. Take a few more breaths. I know this is not the most relaxing pigeon. One more cycle. Yeah, nice, Maddie. And then swim your right arm over. Let yourself just take a moment in a normal pigeon with your chest just plainly down, so no twists. And begin to walk your hands back up, tuck the toes, lift the knee, and come back into your downward facing dog. Cool. Bend the knees, stick the butt up, and then lift your left leg up. Down dog split, bend your left knee, open up the hip, circles with the knee and the ankle. Keeping your shoulders in one line, right knee is still tracking over your right toes. Extend your left leg, and then bring your left knee behind your left wrist. Cool. So set yourself up as best as you can. This time, left fingertips walk forward, right hand, right arm threads the needle underneath, so your right shoulder comes to the ground. Your head can come to the ground, the right side of your head. And then circle the left arm up and back and see if you can grab for your left foot. And then right hand can come on the front of the left shoulder, and you can just press your shoulder back. And just breathe. Noticing two of our biggest joints of our body being stretched right now, our hips and our shoulders. And just creating space in our joints. Feel free to close your eyes to give a sense of calmness. One more cycle of breath. And then swim the left arm around, come into a normal pigeon. Just press your torso on the ground. Next, you can widen out your elbows so they come into a diamond shape. Forehead can rest on the ground. One more inhale. One more exhale. And begin to walk your hands back and come into your downward facing dog. And move the blanket or the sweatshirt or whatever you use. Find your down dog. Feel free to take an up dog or down dog or pedal it out or anything that feels good. Any other variation of down dog is totally fine. And then begin to walk your hands back towards your feet. You really moved a lot forward and back today. Dangle over your legs. And then the moment we've all been waiting for. So you're gonna widen your feet just a little bit more than hips width distance. I find that that's easier for what we're gonna do. We're coming into bird of paradise, but just do what you can and just stop at whatever point makes sense for you. So which side are we gonna do first? Okay, you're gonna find your right hand, walk back behind you like we did earlier. Find that connection between your shoulder and your knee, and then hit your right butt with your right hand. So just find your hand coming up there. You're gonna spin the left arm around and grab for your right hand. Cool. Now you're gonna come onto only the toes of the ball of your foot of your right leg, and then you're just gonna try to stand up like this. And you may fall, and that's totally fine. And then you can just try coming in and out of it. And once you're there, oh my goodness. Once you're there, you can point your toes and then see if you can extend your leg out to the right. Nice, Maddie. Yeah. And you can just stop at the balance. Honestly, anything is good. Just take a few more breaths, just playing around with it. This is really big for the shoulders and really big on our legs. You really want to see how tall your spine can be the whole time before you lengthen your leg. Oh, and then come out of it whenever you're ready and shake it out. Cool. Really just let that go. Let whatever judgment or thoughts you just had about that, just really shake them out and let them go before we do the other side. And that side might be harder, easier than the second one, depending on your hips and your shoulders. So come back into your forward fold. Make sure your feet are wider than your hips, but just a little bit. Left hand walks back this time, and then hit your left butt, smack your butt, and then reach your right arm up to the side, left shoulders hitting left knee, and then grab for your hands at you're on like the left side of your back butt area. Yeah, then come onto the ball of the left foot, and then just see if you can stand. I have less balance standing on my right leg, which I blame soccer for because I kicked with my right foot all the time and never kicked with my left. So once you find yourself standing, you can just stay there and that's perfect, or you can extend your leg. Nice, Wes. So good. Take one more breath of playing around. Finding your gaze and your drishti at something. So good, Maddie. Yeah, and then when you're ready, find yourself in your forward fold. And then lock your hands back out into your last downward facing dog. Cool. You're gonna place your knees down on the ground, sit to one side, grab your strap item, and then come lie down on your back. Sorry. Cool. So your left leg is gonna be bent first. Then you're gonna use your strap or your sweatshirt, or you can use a blanket or anything, just so that you can wrap it around the middle of your foot. Yeah, nice. Good job. Okay. And from here, you can just try to relax your arms so that your shoulders stay on the ground, but then you can gently tug your foot towards your face. And if this feels good, you can lengthen out your leg, your left leg. You can really do what you want here. This is the last hurrah getting into our hamstrings. So just let it be whatever it is. Make sure your left knee is tracking over your left toes. If your foot's on the ground, yeah, move that knee more to center west. Yeah, good. Cool. Then you're gonna find both parts of your strap or your sweatshirt or whatever in your right hand. And then you're gonna find your leg opening over to the right. So you can have your left hand on your left hip to make sure that your left hip stays down. But yeah, just make sure that your right knee is really tracking over your right toes. And it really doesn't matter how far you go or anything. Just getting into the other side of your hamstring. Take one more breath. Bring your leg back to center slowly. Find both sides of your strap thing in your left hand, and then let your right leg cross over to the right. Left, sorry. This just gets your outer edge of your right leg and your IT band. Yeah. Take one more. No, take a few more breaths. It's very good for us. You can have your right thumb and your right hip too, to make sure that your hip stays down as your right leg goes over to the left. Really letting this part of your leg open up. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then bring your right foot back to center. Lift your left leg up, find both feet in the strap. Bing, and then place your right foot down. Now your left foot's up there. And then you can gently tug that back towards your face. You can lengthen out your leg if that feels good. You can always rock your leg a little bit from right to left. Eyes can come to close here. Really try to relax every part of your face, every part of your neck, even your toes. Doesn't matter what our toes are doing. Good. Breathing deeply. Both sides of the strap come into the left hand and leg opens to the left a little bit, as much as you want to go. Standing foot, or the foot that's not in the strap, knee stays over toes. Take one more cycle of breath. And then let your leg come back through center, both sides of the strap thing, go into the right hand, and then bring your left leg over to the right. Both hips stay down. You might feel this all the way down your leg to your calf and your shin. That means you need to do it more. Keep breathing, pressing both hips down. Toes can gently try to be tugged up towards your face still. That'll get another part of your leg. One more inhale. One more exhale. Come back through center. You can let the strap go. Hug both knees in towards your chest and just circle your knees around. Figure eights with your knees. Circling everything. Then you'll find your feet on the ground. Hands can come either on your belly or just down by your sides. Make sure you're not touching anything. And then just find your breath. Trying to inhale into your hands to fill up, and then exhale let it all go. And then we're gonna take a 3-part inhale and a 1-part exhale. This is called the Loma breath. Just really feeling like we're filling up the entire torso as we go. So take a normal inhale and a normal exhale, and we'll all meet on empty. And then inhale part 1 into your low belly. Inhale part 2 into the middle of your chest. Inhale part 3 up to your sternum and collarbone, fill up. And exhale, let it all go, deflate everything out. Take a normal breath. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale part 1, low belly. Inhale part 2 to the chest, lungs, diaphragm. Inhale part 3, up into the sternum and the neck. And exhale, sigh it all out to empty. Take a normal inhale and a normal exhale. Once again, inhale part 1, low belly. Inhale part 2, middle of the chest. Inhale part 3, the top of the chest. And exhale, let it all go. Normal inhale, normal exhale. Last time. Inhale, low belly. Inhale, middle of the chest. Inhale up into the collarbone and your sternum. And exhale, let it all go. Notice if you're gripping in your shoulders or your neck. Back to your normal breath. Taking inhales and exhales as you normally would. And then do whatever you want to set yourself up for Shavasana. So you can just lengthen your legs out long, you can put on a sweatshirt, whatever. Maddie, you can do that restorative pose with the blocks of the couch pillow that I sent you if you want. Love the thumbs up. And just really let everything melt into the floor. Breathe in deeply. You can find that same 3-part breath again if that helps calm your breath and your body. We'll lie here for a few minutes, so try not to think about when is this going to be over. Just try to stay in the moment and follow your breath, follow your thoughts, as if you're following clouds in the sky. Eyes staying closed. Begin to deepen your breath. Come back to the room. Noticing where you are. Noticing where your body is in space. Noticing what parts are touching the floor. And slowly begin to bring some wiggles back into your fingers and your toes. And then let your legs and arms just
rock side to side. And then choose a side to roll onto to come into a fetal position. Whatever side feels more comfortable. Keeping your gaze soft or your eyes closed, take a breath here. And then gently press yourself up until you come to a comfortable seat, sitting cross-legged or on a block. Eyes stay closed. Hands can come face down or face up on your thighs, your knees. Give yourself any last minute fidgets or wiggles to really find everything just being held up by gravity and that you're sitting on the floor. Not doing anything else to grip or hold tension anywhere. Then bring your hands to press together at the center of your chest. We'll find one inhale and one exhale all together. Air until you're empty. Then we'll take a big inhale through the nose, filling all the way up. And then big sigh, exhale out the mouth. Giving yourself every bit of grace for all the effort that you put in today. Thanking your mind, body, and breath for all that they do and they work together. We'll bring our thumb knuckles up to third eye center in between your eyebrows. And then we'll end practice with a final bow. Thank you, guys. Good job.
Thanks, Dana.